why do you always have to like remind us, remind us every once in a while? Gunther keeps going on about how he made John Cena tap. Okay, great. Like, you sound like a whiny bitch at this point, bruh. And I don't want to watch no heels like that. The heels, I like my fucking bad guys to be, they know they're the shit, they know they're assholes, and they're gonna do it because they don't give a fuck.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. Jesus loves the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. Jesus loves the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. Jesus loves the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. Jesus loves the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct in the wind. It's your boy Mr. 9 Times. Yeah, man. Today's mathematics is wisdom and all being born to wisdom. So when we bring about our wise words into existence, we get our wisdom back. So when we share wisdom, when we bring about our wisdom into existence, we get the same thing back. You give what you get. You know what I'm saying? You smack somebody, you're going to get the wisdom smacked the fuck back into you. You know what I mean? You break off a little bit for somebody and you get a little bit of that back. Perfect analogy was yesterday. I was going for my walk and this lady, man, she was, people throw this term around, bum and homeless, like very loosely. I don't know this woman's situation. She was disabled. She could barely walk. She looked very special, you know what I mean? Special needs, special whatever you have in your mind that is you fucking attribute to being special. That's what this woman was. She could barely walk. Her feet were like fucked up and her like face was twisted, and not from like drugs or anything like that. That's just how this woman is, so she asked me. I was walking by, and usually like when I go for my walks in LA, man, I'm not paying attention to nobody. I'm in my own world, trying to get my own walk, thinking about my own things, taking care of my own business. So this woman, she stopped and she said, "Hey, you think I could get some money?" And right when she said that, I was like, I blocked this chick out of my mind. You know what I mean? She's just another fucking junkie or whatever, just gonna shoot up or whatever it is, but as I was walking by, she stopped and she like stuck with me, and she's like, "You think I could have some money, like $1 or whatever, to get a hot dog on the corner?" And I stopped and I looked at this woman and I just look at her and I'm like, I don't think I said anything. I think I just peeled the $5 off of my wallet and I gave it to her, and she just wanted $1, bro, and I was so happy. She was so happy that I gave her a $5, and she was like, "Oh, I'll go right now. You know what I mean? Thank you. God bless you." All this shit like that. And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. God bless you as well." And I kept it moving. You know what I mean? So just to wrap that up with, when you give, you get. Ask, you shall receive. But if you're not doing a whole lot of giving, you're not going to be doing a whole lot of receiving. Peace. Today's drip check, I have these fucking awesome. I don't know why I bought these 95s a long time ago, but Desert Khaki Air Max 95s. They're really like a khaki color with like gray. The air bubbles are black, and there's like some white in the upper. This is just a phenomenal shoe. I don't know too many colorways that are like this out there for any shoe. Like name me a shoe that has, it's predominantly khaki, but then also it's suede nubuck. It also on the midsole, and then you fucking have the mesh upper. Like these are just fire. Like, cause sometimes you'll get like a red either leather or a fucking, you know, like the color, the reds won't match. So like this is enough. This is like really cool because it's like, let me see. Yeah, like even like the upper gray is different from the lower gray. So this, I'll say it's like a darker gray on the outsole, and then the upper it's like kind of lighter, and then with the khaki, and then it's white. It's just a fire fucking shoe. I never really wore these because they're snug. Like for Air Max 95s are like snug as it is, and if you're not used to wearing an Air Max 95, you would be mistaken into thinking like they're like uncomfortable or something like that, especially if you're not used to the air bubbles. And with these, I feel like the air bubbles, I think it's a big bubble. I could be wrong, but because the difference between the big bubbles and the regular bubble Air Max 95s is that the big bubbles are kind of like a oval, you know what I mean, versus the regular ones are kind of like just more squared off, like a squared off round bubble. But I want to say these are big bubbles. All the Air Max 95s that they're making right now are big bubbles. They're gonna make it a thing, like for a minute, like it's a big bubble, this and that, and then they'll go back to a normal size bubble at some point once they milk the fuck out of the bigger ones. Pause. But you know, I couldn't have fucking khaki colored shoes without having, you know, something that would be khaki colored. These are navy Dickies with my Snowflake Imperial gray tank top. I have a black Columbia jacket that would not fucking, this is more like a windbreaker. I bought it thinking it was a fucking a rain jacket, but it's not. I think it poured one day and this shit just got soaked. This shit was like, what's the opposite of rainproof? That shit was fucking rain welcoming, you know what I mean? Timex chain, you know, chain I had since I was a kid, and fucking I'm not wearing my glasses. It feels fucking bomb out here. It feels, honestly, it feels like a spring day, you know, a cooler spring day, and the fucking wind is kicking right now. You hear that shit? I don't know if you can hear the wind right now, but I feel like a reporter coming to you live from Ontario, Old Town, California. It's your dog, Big Serbervelli here. We got winds coming in about fucking 45 miles an hour on your punk ass. You better hide your mama. She gonna get leaves up her ass when the wind's kicking, a fucking wind tunnel through her fucking snatch. We got, you know, the temperature today was in the high 70s to the low 80s, and we're gonna reach a low point by 2 in the morning at around 46 degrees. Clear sunny skies, and a bitch gonna get some dick tonight. So that's all for your weather report with Big Serbervelli, and back to you, fucking the God's Hour. Yeah, man, just I'm gonna be doing a whole 7 days, dog. From here on to the next 7 days. You know, Friday to Thursday. I'm mentally trying to prepare. I gotta go to the store and get my groceries and shit. I'm trying to meal prep, trying to be better on that. Thank God I like kept my weight. You know what I mean? I noticed I was creeping up, but as long as I could contain it, maintain it, and then slim it down from there, I think we'll be good. I'm just trying like different strategies and shit, but I keep breaking my fast. Obviously, I keep saying that. And fucking, I had a barbecue yesterday for the crew at work. I just wanted to do something like real spontaneous, real off the cuff, real something like, you know, it was my birthday. We had like chicken for my birthday, so I was like, okay, let me try to fucking give some of that back and organize something. And the crew loves my cooking and shit. Like, you know, Chef Boy, our SERBYS is in full effect, bruh. Full effect, bruh. I'm more of a steak, hamburger, chicken type of dude. When it comes to the real intricate, like full course meals, like let's say like if we doing like especially if we go international with it, like I can't do no, like can't give you no sushi or Chinese or Indian or Mediterranean, Italian. And even though like pasta and all that shit is pretty fucking simple, you know what I mean? But when you get to the more like when you got to know the shit as a skill, like pizza and all that shit, I don't know none of that shit. I pretty much know how to chop shit up, put it together, spice it up, put it in a blender, and that's pretty much it, you know? It's not... it's not too many things that I cook that require a lot of prepping or time or skill or any of that nature. You know, I just kind of try to do something simple and easy, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna get at the grocery store. So I got to think more about that. So the barbecue yesterday was really cool. I made some burgers. And coming to think of it, I was like, you know what? It was like put together like last minute, but it was cool. Like I didn't bring my speaker. The homie had his speaker. It died, but that was like when we were fucking already done like cooking. So it like everything worked out. I feel like, you know, I'm just moving at like a steady pace, and I'm just like one with the universe right now. Like I don't need nothing, bro. Like I feel like I'm just walking in heavy solidarity and appreciation, man. Today, you know, I woke up and went for my walk. I got ready. I did a whole bunch of my chores. I went and got gas. I went and got fun, a banh mi sandwich. I came back home. I ate, and I was just like hella appreciative of like where I am in my life right now, bro. You know, it's kind of crazy because just all the shit that I've been through, like especially like Capricorn season is real, like been real introspective for me, man. You know, just reevaluating like dynamics and relationships and like of all kinds too, not just like with women, but just like, you know, with friends and family and things of that nature, and like reassessing like what's really good like in my life and what's like not the best to be pouring too much of my energy into, you know? So it's really much, it's really just about me kind of appreciating life wherever it takes me. I don't really spend too much time in the backyard, so this is like really cool for me to just be out here and I could just close my eyes and listen and feel and be around like the pond, my fishes, and just kind of like, you know, I don't know. Just like I'm real appreciative about my life and stuff. So I didn't really have like too much like going on and shit that I could fill y'all in. I think I took a break from last week, and I don't know if I'm gonna do another episode. So I think I'm gonna just give you like maybe weekly updates on my life through the episodes. I don't know if I'm gonna do another episode because I do have like all the other shit like the kick reviews and all that, and we'll get to that. But you know, I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do another episode later tonight out here, or if not, I'll be inside and I'll do it. But I was watching wrestling and it's getting pretty good, man. You know, Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes for the belt with the help of Jacob Fatu. He's the champion. We all thought Finn Balor was going to be the world heavyweight champion in beating CM Punk. Like it really was like looking like Finn was gonna win the belt, but he didn't, and he lost in his home country. And it kind of seemed like they were gonna turn him babyface, or that was the moment he turned babyface. But then this last Raw, Liv Morgan kind of like checked them. So I feel like they did two things in one. It's kind of like they're planting the seeds of Finn to eventually leave the Judgment Day and turn babyface, and they're kind of hinting that Dom is gonna kind of be the one to boot Finn out of the group. And also Liv is the one, she's the leader. Like originally it was Edge, then it became Rhea, and Rhea was the fucking the leader for so long. And once they got Rhea out of there, it was like Rhea and Damian out of there, they replaced them with like Liv Morgan. Then we had Raquel Rodriguez. Then Roxanne joined the group. JD had already been around. Dominic had already been in. So I hope they don't like at some point, like, because the Judgment Day, there's a couple of things that they were good at, but they got away from. Like, I was just thinking about like Shinsuke Nakamura, like his whole like dark samurai angle that he had with the black and the red. That shit was fire. I don't know where, like, they turned him face, because that was when he was a heel. He was a bad guy. But now since they turned him face and he's a good guy, like I don't I really feel like they should have explored that more, like a darker, more moodier, somber Shinsuke. That would have been fire to see, like where he would have took that, especially with other like Japanese wrestlers, like the fucking Kabuki Warriors, Io Sky, what's his name, Akira Taka Academy, whatever the fuck. My bad. He's in Alpha Academy. You know, Akira is his name. It's a chick's name. It sounds like, but you know. Then you also have Julie. What's her name? Juliana, right? I think she's on SmackDown. There was a whole bunch of different like ways you could have done it. Like, you know, with Japanese like wrestlers, they've like always been around. I forgot that fool. He won like the light heavyweight championship in the 90s, like the late 90s, to compete with like WCW's cruiserweight division. But you've had you know, Funaki. You've had like fools around, like Japanese wrestlers, and I feel like WWE should kind of like do something with that, because there's like enough like luchadors, Japanese wrestlers to kind of like make another cruiserweight division. But instead it's kind of like what happened was, I feel like they devalued the Intercontinental Championship into like, okay, well, this is just anybody who's on the mid card is like can fucking be Intercontinental Champion, instead of being like, okay, well, the Intercontinental is the step before you become the world champion. You know, I feel like it should be in tiers, like you earn your way up. Like, obviously the tag team shit is a little different. That the whole thing is a little different. But as far as like the singles run, the bottom should be the cruiserweight. You work your way up to the Intercontinental, and then you get to the world title. They kind of already do that since Dom is the Intercontinental champion, but he's not really like a fighting champion right now. He had really good matches like with Penta, Ray, you know, but it's kind of more so like, okay, we've been seeing this for like a little bit now, so let's kind of switch it up, you know. They've been doing and trying new things, cool, but I feel like the stories are still where they need to focus on. Like the Usos, what stories could we do with that? Like, it just kind of seems like they're just making the omelets as every episode as they go, and it shouldn't be like that obvious. Like, oh, like maybe we should put this in a direction of where like it makes sense, instead of let's put Alpha Academy versus the New Day versus the Usos versus fucking the fucking who are those fools, the Alpha team, like when what's his name, Chad Gable, he has those two fools, like the fucking All American Brothers or whatever the fuck they call them, the fake ass A team, bruh. Like, those guys have been tag teaming for a little bit now. Penta, Ray, Dominic, a little bit now. Dragon Lee's the only one that's kind of breaking up the continuity. The Kabuki Warriors came back. And the only real storyline that was kind of cool was Asuka and Io. But it was like they never really fleshed that out. And I kind of felt like a certain type of way that they brought like Rhea and as a tag team. They're the tag team champions now. I really don't know what the fuck they're doing. Io should not be she can be a tag team champion. She's way more than that. Like, I understand, like with Becky, they're keeping her as the Intercontinental Women's Champion because they're building that title up for the younger stars, you know. And Io and Rhea, they're the fucking tag team champions to build that shit up. But it's kind of like, I don't know, man. We should kind of give the wrestlers more respect. Like, Becky's a fucking, I don't know how many time women's champion, bruh. She shouldn't like be demoted, you know. They should just build somebody up. Like a Maxine Dupree obviously wasn't ready to be what do they call them, like a long-time champion. That was just like a teaser, right? But now that we see Maxine can do that, let's try it with some of the other girls. Well, how about Lyra? You know, she was the first Intercontinental Women's Champion. You know, how come we're not really seeing her fight for it? Bailey, how come we're not seeing her? Fucking Roxanne or Raquel. I get that they're trying to put like Raquel, they're trying to build her up, but it's like, what's the story behind that? Because right now all I'm seeing is like Raquel's just mad because Stephanie's the champion. Okay, but that's not really a story. Where's the beginning, the middle, and the end? Like, where's the origins? Where's like, why do they really have beef other than like they're two Latinas? They both want to be the world champion. There's nothing really going on beyond that. You know what I mean? They built Stephanie up to this real great crescendo to her being the world champion, but her run as champion has been like fucking hella lackluster. Same thing with Cody when he got the title back from fucking John Cena. I was like, okay, this fool's the champion again. Now what? It was like it was, and even before that when he oh no, because John took it from him. But yeah, like it's just, you know, They do a really good job. WWE does a really good job of building the superstars up to being like champions. But after that, it's like, oh shit, like, what do we do now? It's like, fuck you mean, what do you do now? You fucking make some new shit. Because we're kind of recycling the same shit. And like, I always go back to the wrestling is good. The problem isn't the wrestling. The problem is the fucking stories. Jey Uso, you know, he was the fucking world champion. They had nothing for him. What is it? Damian Priest, champion. They had nothing for him, bro. Like, there's a lot of, if you look, bro, and you really like analyze some of this shit, that's their fucking problem. They have a really good thing going where they build superstars up to these big moments, and the moments don't last, or they don't keep creating those moments. And it's like, bro, you gotta spin a block on these stories because you're doing a disservice to champions because you're not making them memorable. All you're saying is, okay, like we're building up to like good pay-per-views and like nothing in between. They do a good job of like, we're having these big PLE moments, like the Royal Rumbles. We'll have a WrestleMania moment, shit like that. But in the in-between, it's got to be good shit too. It can't just be like, I'm going to watch the highlights all month up until the pay-per-view or the PLE. It shouldn't be like that. It should be more so like fucking, you have to watch every single episode. You have to. With fucking competition like TNA, with so many wrestling promotions, different ones that are like vying for like the same type of like attention and airtime, you cannot fucking be this dismissive about putting out good content. You know? We have WWE going at TNA, NXT. They have that I Evolve shit. They have LFG, bro. They got did I say TNA? I don't AEW, bro. Like, you got WoW. You got so many other shits that it just doesn't make sense why I feel like WWE is just making this shit as it goes along, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. That, what is it, Unreal, where you could see the wrestlers like in real time? I've seen like little scenes of it. I'm like, nah, I'm good on this. I don't want to see, when I see Superman, I want to see him flying in the air and whipping ass. I don't want to see him crying like a bitch. I don't want to see Superman crying about how Lois Lane sucked Lex Luthor off and all that shit. And you know what I mean? Like, I want to have some sort of like believability in the wrestling that I watch. You know, I'm not interested in having like all the smoke and mirrors cleared up, because, you know, it's like we're in the reality TV era of like, oh, you have to peek behind the curtain. Like, fuck that shit, bro. Like, who needs to peek behind what, bro? You know what I mean? It's we're in like a really weird like era of wrestling where the stories are like kind of not that good, and there's like a lot of like, it's kind of too mainstreamy, you know what I mean? And it's not cutting edge, it's not controversial, it's not fucking really putting people on the edge of our seats and being like, yo, you know what I mean, this is some different shit. You know, back in the 90s when like Stone Cold, he went after Brian Pillman and he had a gun and all that shit, or you hear like little stories of like, you know, when they would like fake, like they would stage wrestlers getting involved with the police or getting in illegal troubles or anything like that. Like, you know, we got to bring some of the reality back to wrestling, and it not always be a fucking you know, we're gonna let you in on the secret. You know, we're gonna let you come inside and see the kitchen. I don't want to see the kitchen. I want my food. And if the food ain't good, why are you showing me the kitchen? Fuck the kitchen, bro. You know what I mean? Until I get good food on my plate, fuck the cooks, fuck the kitchen, fuck everybody. You know what I mean? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what do you so? Because if the main focus is everything but the fucking actual wrestling that's going on behind the fucking in front of the camera, what does that tell you about the promotion? You know what I mean? Hopefully this Royal Rumble is really good. That SmackDown was really good with Cody losing the belt. Saturday night's main event, I watched some of the highlights. They were really cool. Besides Jacob Fatu botching that fucking moonsault, I think he did off the top rope. So if I were to do a prediction, because this is like, what it looks like is they got in what I think the last 4 people are in the Rumble is gonna be for the men's Rumble. If I were to guess, it'd be Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Finn Balor. Oh, if he's not going to be... Oh, I forgot he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble. But maybe he does find a way. Oh, wait, it's already Saturday, isn't it? Oh, fuck, nah. Breaker, Cody, Roman Reigns, and maybe Jacob Fatu. That would be my best guess. 2 guys from SmackDown, 2 guys from Raw. Both with, like, vendettas against each other and, like... certain sort of capacity and all that shit, but you know, we'll see where this shit goes. You know, for the women, I really feel like the last 4 from those who have declared, I don't even know who's fucking declared, but I don't know. For the women, I really do hope it's like Asuka, Raquel. I'm trying to think of the women. Maxine. I don't know. And I don't even... the chick that's going heads up with Jade Cargill right now. But they're already making that like a thing. And that's also... Jade Cargill's another one of my points to where like they brought her up to being like a great champion. And her run is fucking like lackluster. Her whole catchphrase, "'Cause I'm that bitch." Or whatever. It's like... Oh my God, dude. Like... At first, like, you say it one time or you bring it out every Groundhog's Day, like, cool. But when you make it, like, a thing, oh, man, that shit is fucking horrible, bro. Like, I don't want to... first of all, whenever I hear a girl saying, "I'm that bitch," it's like, fuck you too then, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't... It, like, don't break your hand patting yourself on the back, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I guess that's the whole point. She's a fucking heel. She's a bad guy, yada, yada. I get it. But it's kind of like... Why do you always have to like remind us, you know, remind us every once in a while? You know, Gunther keeps going on about how he made John Cena tap. Okay, great. Like, you sound like a whiny bitch at this point, bruh. And I don't want my heels. I don't want to watch no heels like that. The heels, I like my fucking bad guys to be, they know they're the shit. They know they're assholes and they're going to do it because they don't give a fuck. Once they start giving a fuck, now you kind of like a baby face, bruh. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? Real confident people don't gotta fucking stand on top of the fucking of the chapel and say all that shit. They just gotta let the work speak for itself, bro. Like, who's like one of the best heels that like, you know, like Gunther when he was like already the champion, that fool didn't care. He was like, man, fuck you. I'm better than you. I'm gonna make you tap. I'm gonna throw you. I'm gonna dump you on your fucking head. And it's 1, 2, 3. Game over for you. You lose, you stupid bitch. Like, he didn't say all that. He just fucking did all that. You know what I mean? So yeah, just a couple of my shits with wrestling right now. I don't know. I fucking forgot. Oh, I got a new phone, by the way. I've had it, but I just got the service and shit. And this is why I hate Dickies. Dickies pockets will make you want to poke somebody up and shit. But this is a S23 Ultra. If like Samsung wants to cut the check. I don't even know what I want to talk about right now. I had like nothing planned out. I just had like some shit in my notes. and all that. There's gonna be, bro. I thought like January was pretty much a fucking snoozer for sneakers, and I bought like a couple pair. You know, the next time, or maybe in a couple episodes when you see me do the sneaker cops for January, I did the Year of the Horse Air Forces. I got like the Scarface Air Forces. I got, what else? I got some Timbs. That was on my birthday. I just got the Jordan 9s, the Flint ones, the Flint gray ones. I don't know, but for February, bruh, it looks like it's gonna be some like fucking, it's gonna hurt my wallet if I'm gonna go after, like, Nike like did a whole gang of pink colorways for their, like, all bunch of their shits, like Air Forces and, you know, Dunks and all kinds of shit, bro. They got like a gang Jordans, like they went all out for fucking Valentine's Day. I don't know, but really right now what I'm seeing is the infrared 6s, the Jordan 4s, the Valentine's Day ones, and there's like one other pair. I don't know if they're Nikes, but you know, Nike's doing a really good job of putting out good shit. I don't know where this narrative is coming from. Like Nike still ain't the king, bro. Like Nike right now is where WWE was back in the late 90s, to where it was like, it wasn't that so much as WWE wasn't like horrible to watch, but it was just, there was kind of like better stuff out there for that time, you know. Let me see. These Olive Jordan 1s are fire. I'm not gonna get them though. The Air Force Nego 3s, those are cool. The Book 2 copying the Spirit-Ons, I guess they're cool, but I'm not a big fan of like shoes that copy other shoes. The Asparagus and Chlorophyll Air Forces look crazy, bro. Those really look like you could blend in with nature in those. Let me see. Oh, they added a couple that I didn't see. I don't know. Barack Brown Air Max DNAs. These are actually they're not DN8s, they're DNs. No, these are DN8s. Why don't they say DN8s? They're just DNs. That's funny. They made a mistake. These are DN8s, not DNs. That's funny. These are cool. Then I don't know why, but they have another Barack Brown and black Air Max 95. These look a lot like the Alma Manier Air Max 95s that I have already. Obviously, we have the infrared 6s. And then on feature, I feel like I saw some other shoes. I don't know. Yeah, but like I still haven't found a pair. I like the Cloud. I think they're called Cloud Monsters or something like that. These pink Sky High Farm Goods on Cloud 6s are fire. I like these. The Cloud Rocks. They kind of look like Air Max 95s. Those are fire. Puma still is eating shit on their sneakers. Oh, and the Diamond Turf 2s. Diamond Turf 2s. These are fire. I don't have no red shoes like this where it's like in your face red. So I'm going to go for these as well. So this is just for right now, like the first half of February. Diamond Turf 2s, Jordan fucking 4s, and then Jordan 6s. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to hit on them. I don't know if I'm going to raffle for them, but I'm going to go for them either way. And what is it? My car is having some troubles and shit. It looks like we're going to have to fix it up in pieces whenever I go to the dealer and fucking get like oil changes and shit like that. Just fix it up in pieces and, you know, whatever. Only like the shit that's in like critical conditions I'm trying to do. Like my wallet my credit took a big hit and my credit score went down, but it's cool. Like I could pay that off in the next check, no problem. Opened up another savings account. I'm trying to save more money, go on trips and shit, and you know, life is really good right now, man. I can't complain too much. Barely noticed that the watch kind of matched the shoes. That's fucking crazy. Some fly shit, of course. Haven't been to Yosemite in a while. I want to go to Yosemite again. When I was younger, man, we used to go all the time, every year. It felt like a tradition to go over there and shit. Yosemite is like, this is kind of what it feels like. It's just real peaceful, real tranquil. There's like really no service. You go out there, you see all the stars and shit. You see shooting stars. The mountains look unreal. There's bears over there that eat you the fuck up. Fire, bro. Like, just skipping stones across the river. You know, I don't know if this is going towards King Canyon, because I think King Canyon is a different way, but what is it? There's like some called like Bear Mountain Pizza or some shit like that. I forgot who went with us, but it was like me and my family. And when we went in, it was like one of those, like, you know, when in the shows and shit where you see like the cowboy, he goes in the saloon and everyone like looks at him, like the music stops playing and everyone just looks at this fool. That was us when we went in there, bro, because it was nothing but white people, and they were all staring at us like, you know, get these fucking dirty beaners out of here, whatever the fuck, you know? It was like really crazy. One of the very few times in my life I felt like any ounce of like racism from anybody, because I've always been the one to be like racial towards people. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been like, who the fuck is this weirdo, or like, you know, what's up with this moreno right here? Not disrespectfully necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's a hypocrite. Everybody's, you know, said some slick shit, bruh. Like, even if you, like, I ain't racist, and I think most people ain't racist too, but you know what I mean? Don't try to make it like you're all around, like, never said no crazy shit like that. Come on, bro. Everybody says some fucked up shit at some point, whether they had to be pertaining to, you know, ethnic or whatever the fuck, like, whoever it is, whatever groups of stereotypes of people that can be talked shit about, which is everybody, you know what I mean? Don't act like you ain't say, you know, fuck this fucking boop, 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 you know what I mean? Like, you've done some shit like that, bruh. Like, don't make it seem like you this fucking holier than thou, bruh. So what's my point about that shit? Oh, so I never like Bear Mountain Pizza, I've never really experienced no shit like that where people, I felt like, oh shit, like, fuck is up with y'all, you know what I mean? I act like I ain't never seen no Mexicans before, bro. I understand y'all are up in the fucking mountains, you know, with Tarzan and all that shit, or I guess Tarzan was in the jungle. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's interesting when you see like people, they treat you different just because of like your skin color and shit. It's like, fuck you, bro. Like, I've never been the one to like that. Like, I feel like it's more so like, how does this fool act? Oh, he's one of those fools. You know what I mean? It's like, now you have the specific characteristic of whoever I have in my mind, and now I'm going to box you in that way. But it starts with like your personality first. Like, oh, he's just one of these fools. Like, fuck out of here. You know, we don't need no fools like that. I don't need to be around no fools like that. You know, do you honestly want to be around like assholes? I don't. I really don't. So, yeah, man, we're all in this thing of life. Nobody's better than each other. You know, just because you make more money than me or whatever, whoever the fuck you know, or you think you're some part of like boys club or some shit like that don't mean no shit like that to me, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the systems like are in place for people to like shit on you, and that's never been me. I've always been the one to like, like, see like how where the system fails people and where the system is like faulty at times, and I just do away with that shit. Like, I'm really just on my own shit with dealing with people like that, you know, like, just because you have a skill that doesn't make you better than me. Just because you make more money, it doesn't make you better than me, bro. And I feel like one of the craziest things I ever heard DMX say was he called somebody a bum ass nigga because of whatever, right? But DMX, I think he was crying, because he was literally crying on the radio station, because he was like, I judge somebody because because of like how much they make, or you know what I mean, the money that they have, and that's wrong. You know what I mean? And it is wrong to judge people based off of what they have and not the person that they are. You know what I mean? And I always think about that now. I always think, because there are times where like I just feel like I've been so shitted on by certain people that I feel like it's only right for me to shit on them. You know, you kick me when I'm down, I'm gonna kick you when you're down, you know? Unless it's like we're cool or we're getting to this place where I feel like we can amicably connect. But if it ain't that, fuck you, bro. Like, there's like very little people, and it's only a few of them out there that like really like want to see me fail. And it's like, fuck you forever. You know what I mean? You could suck 2 dicks and fucking get another dick and put it in your ass, bruh. Pause. If you like really think that like hating on me is gonna fucking get you anywhere in life, bro. Your future don't look any brighter trying to dim my fucking light in my life. You know what I mean? It's not. It's closed curtains for them levas that really feel like shitting on you or looking down on you like helps them in any way. Like, it doesn't, bro. Like, it might feel good in the moment to be like, oh, I'm so much better than you because fucking da 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 da. It's like, no, fuck you. You know what I mean? You don't get to determine my value and my self-worth. You know, you determine what you want for yourself, and I don't give a fuck because that ain't none of my business, bruh. Like, whatever you feel, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? A lot of people like that out here, bruh. Maybe not most of them, but a lot of them is just like, they have like, and it's no shade on that. Like, everyone has their own opinions and their own rights to like the way they view things. But if you think like that makes you better in any type of way, fuck you. Straight like that, bruh. I don't care, bruh. The message of the day, man, is don't be so judgmental so easily based off of some shit, because you never know. I'm this way on camera. When you meet me, it's a whole different story. Yeah, I laugh, I bullshit, I talk shit on my podcast. That ain't really me, though. When you really get to know me on a one-on-one basis and on a real homie level, man, I'm like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of going back to peeking behind the curtain. This is some peeking behind the curtain shit, bro. But this is for the real fans that stick all the way to the end and watch the whole shit. You know what I mean? Don't be so judgmental on other people, man. Like, we all got things going on, and as much as I try to be understanding of other people, I'm not gonna try to understand a person that doesn't even give a fuck about trying to understand me. Straight like that. You know what I mean? You move the way I move, I'm gonna move the way I move, and if you don't like that, move the fuck out of my way, bruh. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.